Welcome back to the channel, everybody, and today we're talking about 7x7s. It is here, the MoYu Aofu V5, the long-awaited upgrade to the Aofu WRM. I'm very excited to talk about these today. It's going to be an amazing time. So, without further ado, let's crack open these packages. We got some boxes here. So right here I have the dual track magnetic and the triple track magnetic. I did not want to get the single track because historically I did not like those. However, usually I get the double track, but the triple track was actually highly recommended, so I have both of those. I've already taken these out, set them up, done some solves on them. This is the triple, this is the dual. Try not to get that mixed up. Anything else in the box? You have your standard accessories kit. You open this box up, you have like a little pamphlet and a card and then a screwdriver. Two more MoYu screwdrivers to add to the collection. We have a lot of those. But the cube. First things first, right out of the box, this is incredibly small. This is incredibly small. Right here, we have an Aoshi. If you could tell, it is smaller than the Aoshi. Their new 7 is smaller than their current 6. It's crazy. So yes, let's do some first turns. Well, not really first for me, but look how fast this thing is. This is my triple track, so this is set up already. This is an incredibly good cube, and this is our double. As you can probably tell, I've done less solves on this because they do recommend the triple track, and that is pretty accurate. The triple track is in fact the best out of the two. Sorry, I'm just gonna readjust for a second here. The triple track is in fact the best out of the cubes, out of the 3 versions that we have. Let's talk about pricing really quick before we dive deeper into the puzzles themselves. Pricing, the triple comes in at $74.95. The double comes in at $59.95, and the single comes in at $47.95. And yes, that is quite expensive. And of course, the triple track being the best one is also the most expensive one at $74.95. This is a good time to mention, though, that if you go and you pick yourself up one of these, which you should, and we'll talk about why in a moment, you can use code FATROCK at checkout for a few bucks off of that purchase to help make that $74.95 hurt a little bit less, because you're going to want one of these 7x7s. So let's dive into this. First, I'm going to start with the double track. The double track is pretty solid, but I don't quite think it's the best. This feels the most, in my opinion, like a mix of the Weilong and the Aofu WRM. It's got the flexibility of the Weilong, but it has the anti-misalignment and speed of the WRM. So it makes it pretty good, and I would say that the performance, though, is probably similar to the WRM. So unless you're looking for a smaller cube, it's not too much of an upgrade. It does feel really good, and again, it is smaller, but like I said, it's not too much of an upgrade. And of course, comes in matte plastic. They all come in matte plastic, not great. This is the version we really want to talk about, though. This is the triple track. And again, quick size comparison to the WRM. It is smaller than the WRM. It's actually slightly smaller than the GAN 5 as well. I don't have one of those handy, but it is true. It is slightly smaller than the GAN 5x5. Look how tiny those pieces are compared to my finger even. So yeah, very small cube. And I, with larger hands, at first thought that a smaller cube was going to be a little bit tougher. However, as somebody who just recently switched to Yao on 7x7, I'm actually getting a lot less hand fatigue, and the cube is a little bit lighter, which is really awesome. So this has been super beneficial for me. I'm seeing better times on it. I think a lot of it is due to the size and the weight. However, I will say it does have better turning than the WRM, and it stays aligned better than WRM. I have had zero pops on this cube since I've had it. I've had it for a couple days, done 50 plus solves on it already, and yeah, 0 pops. So super sturdy, stable cube, which is awesome. As you can see, you can spam TPS. My TPS on this cube has been significantly higher than it ever was in the WRM when I need it to be, so that is also really cool. This being the triple track magnetic version, that means you have edges magnets here, and then you have magnets on the inners on the feet as well. And then you have a couple more magnets in there. You have a ball core magnets, etc. So there's a lot of magnets in this puzzle. If we're looking to be exact, there looks to be 232 magnets total in this cube compared to 160 for the double track. So there is a lot of magnets in this puzzle. And because of that, this is one of the most stable 7x7s I have ever felt in my entire life. It also has a little bit of auto alignment, not as much as you'd expect from like a GAN 3x3 or something, but there is some auto alignment on the outer layers, which is really, really nice. And the outer layers are really, really fast. And because we have the triple track, it is really easy to do 3x3 stage without any catching of these layers. Doing centers and edge pairing is also very, very nice. It is nice to be able to flick a large amount of layers and not have any issues with that. Nothing extra catching. It's very smooth and you can be very accurate on this puzzle. You can get some pretty good times, I'm pretty sure. The matte plastic does only take a couple solves to break in, so that is really nice. That is something that some other matte cubes, it takes a little bit to break it in. Like the GAN 5, the matte coating took ages to break in. This, you could already feel it starting to break in and break down in a couple solves, which is really nice because I am personally not a fan of the matte plastic, but it breaks down rather quickly, so no worries that it's not UV. The color shades are your standard MoYu shades, but they look very good. And I mean, I don't really know what else to say about this puzzle. You know, I think it's one of those things where if you're not super serious about big cubes, you probably aren't spending $75 on a 7x7, and that is totally understandable. And you know, you'd have to find something else. But if you're serious about big cubes, or you want to be serious about big cubes and you want to get into 7x7, or you have smaller hands, whatever, this is the best 7x7 on the market, dare I say. But I'm very confident that this is it. MoYu has just taken the cake for best 7x7 from themselves. It's so good. It's what we wanted from the Meilong, and we smashed it together with the WRM, and it's so good. Because it brings the size and the flexibility of the Meilong, while it brings the anti-misalignment from the WRM and the TPS from WRM, and it makes for a very well-rounded, very stable, very reliable 7x7. And again, I cannot recommend this enough if you are trying to get good at 7x7 and you have the money to spend. If not, the Meilong is still a very good budget option. You might have to modify it a little bit to make it better, but it is a very good option, coming in at like $20. But this is it. This is the cube. And if I had to guess too, this is probably going to win my pick for best big cube release of the year. It's so solid. It is so good. You should definitely go buy one. Again, go to Speedcube Shop, pick one of these up, use code FATROCK for checkout, and you will not regret purchasing this cube. It's tough to say. I know it's a typical review. Oh, this cube is so good, but like it really is. This cube is absolutely phenomenal, and I cannot recommend it enough. This is going to be my new main, absolutely 1000%. I'm excited to give this a whirl and comp for the first time at MAC in 2 weeks, and we'll see how it goes. Anyways, I don't really have much else to say about these cubes other than you should probably go and buy them. They're very good. Well, maybe only buy one, because like 2 of them is a lot of money. But definitely pick up the triple track. The double is not a terrible option if you want to save a couple bucks. And again, use code FATROCK at checkout to save a couple more dollars and knock that price down a little bit. But you should definitely go pick up one of these. Anyways, FATROCK out. I'm going to go do some more solves because I'm addicted to 7 now. Peace.